Alright, let's go ahead and do order of operations, lesson 84. And the reason why I have my hat backwards is because I'm making all these lessons on the same day. So when I'm editing and I'm trying to find the right video, I'll look for my first lesson, I look like this. My next lesson, I'm wearing my black jacket. And then this lesson, I'm backwards. So that way it'll be easier. Oh, this is easy. I have 8 plus 2 in the middle. That is 10. And then I just bring everything down. Incorrect. Okay? Remember, order of operations is sorry, please excuse my beer and salad. Or stupid people eat my donuts and salad. Silly people thinking that if you just eat salad, you're going to be okay from eating all those unhealthy donuts. Anyway, that's a little phrase we made up. So this is incorrect. The reason why is because you do not add and subtract first. You do not put 8 plus 2 together. Add and subtract is the very last step in your order of operations. Okay? So nothing to substitute, no parentheses, no exponents. Multiply and divide comes first. So I'm going to multiply 8 times 2, which is 16, and 2 times 6, which is 12. Then I'm going to bring down the plus. After you do all your multiplication and dividing, and we're done with that, then you move on to adding and subtracting. So now I'm going to add 16 plus 12, and that would be 28. Okay? If you had done it the other way, you will not get 28. Here, I'll demonstrate really quick. Okay? 8 plus 2 is 10. Bring everything down. Then multiply and divide. 2 times 10 is going to be 20. Then bring down the 6. My correct answer is in the way. 20 times 6 is going to be 120, which is, the correct answer is 28. Does 28 equal 120? So if you do adding and subtracting first before multiplying and dividing, you will get the wrong answer. Alright, let's do number 2, which this is actually 15 on your homework. And it's really good to start out writing your order of operations right away. Okay? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to have a backward hat for this. I'm gonna get confused. Oh, look at this, right here in the middle. 5 tenths plus 5 tenths, we know that's a half. A half plus half, that equals 1. And order of operations, sorry, please, excuse, multiply and divide comes before adding. So I'm going to multiply those two and divide those two. This is easy, but I'm going to go from left to right. When you're multiplying and dividing, you go from left to right, and add and subtract, we also go from left to right. Okay? So 5 tenths times 5 tenths. Scratch work, nothing wrong with scratch work. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 0 is 5. Or 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. I'm done with that. I could multiply 0 times 5, 0 times 0, but I'm just going to get a line of zeros. So your answer is going to be that. Now let's do how many hops on top? 1. 2 hops on top, which means there's 2 hops on bottom. So this is going to be 25 hundredths. Now I can do this one. What's anything divided by itself? Which would be 5 tenths divided by 5 tenths. That's easy. 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. Now I'm going to add those two together. 1 plus 25 hundredths. Oh, that's easy. 26 hundredths. No. Remember, you got to line up your decimal. So let's do some more scratch work over here on this side where I have some room. 1 is the same as 1 and 0 hundredths. The reason why I do 0 hundredths is because 25 has 2 digits to the right of the decimal point, which will put 25 hundredths out here. Remember, when you're adding, you have to line up the decimal point. Over here, the decimal point lines up, but I don't go out of my way to line it up. So if it's not lined up in multiplication, who cares? Adding, you gotta line it up, okay? So then I add this up. So it's really 1 and 25 hundredths. Okay? It's like if you had 25 cents and a dollar, you'd have $1.25. So that's how you do number 15. All right, this is actually number 3 on your homework as well. Homework number 3. So let's go ahead and do this. And I'm going to have you guys pause this, but before you pause it, do your order of operations to the side. And make sure you're not like jumping to conclusions. Oh, easy, 6 minus 6. None of that nonsense. Go through this. Now pause. All right, welcome back. So there's nothing to substitute, no parentheses, no exponents, so we multiply and divide first. So let's multiply and divide these two. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 divided by 6 is going to be 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. Now I bring everything down. 6 plus minus. All right, so I'm done with multiplying and dividing. Add and subtract. Remember, from left to right. That's important. Okay? So 6 plus 30. Don't do 36 minus 1 first. Do 6 plus 36. That is going to be equal to 42, and then subtract your 1. So your answer for that is going to be 41. All right, this is actually number 5 for the day. You guys pause it. Try it on now. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and go through our order of operations. First step, nothing to substitute, no parentheses, no exponents, multiply and divide. So I'm going to do 4 times 3 first, which is 12. Bring everything down. Make sure you don't do 3 divided by 2 first. Remember, you got to go from left to right. So 4 times 3 is to the left, so you do that first, okay? Now I'm going to do 12 divided by 2, which is 6, and then you bring down plus 5 minus 1. Done with multiply and divide, now I add and subtract from left to right. 5 plus 6 is going to be 11, minus 1 is going to be 10. All right, this next problem is very important as well. So let's, wait, parentheses and this 2 is just next to parentheses. I don't know what's going on. This actually, whenever you see a number next to something, it can be 2 next to x. This is a side lesson. We know that this is 2 times x. So if we say see 2 next to the parentheses, this is important because this will help you when we get to distributive property, which we haven't yet, we will, okay? So this means 2 times everything in that parentheses, okay? So we have, okay, over here, no substitution, no parentheses. We do have parentheses. So we're going to do the parentheses. And inside the parentheses, you restart distributive, or the whole order of operations. So act like this is a problem unto itself. Pretty easy. There's no parentheses inside the parentheses. There's no exponents. There's no multiply and divide, but there is add and subtract. So you evaluate everything or simplify everything inside the parentheses before you worry about what's going on outside. Okay, so 8 plus 6 is going to be 14. Then you're going to take that and multiply it by 2. And 2 times 14 is going to be 28. All right, this one is your next order of operations. And it's actually homework problem number 11. Okay? So, first thing you're going to do is substitute. Nothing to substitute. Next thing is parentheses. So let's work on our parentheses first. Now there's going to be a lot of scratch work to this, okay? So I'm going to combine those two first. So let's do our scratch work over here. 3 1/8. That's an 8. It's an ugly 8. Let me fix it. Plus 2 1/4. Fraction bar, whole line. I'm going to have to rewrite this. 8 is our common denominator. Middle step, 2. That'll be 2 2/8, and this is the same, exact same. So I'm going to add those up. Erase the middle step, it's kind of in the way. Okay, 1 plus 2 is 3/8. 3 plus 2 is 5 3/8. So this is going to be 5 3/8. Now I just did everything in the parentheses, so I'm done with that. No exponents. Next step, multiply and divide. I'm going to bring down the 1 and 1/2. There's nothing to multiply and divide. So last step is add and subtract from left to right. So I'm going to add those two up. Oh, that's kind of hard to do in my head because I got to find a common denominator. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 and 3/8 minus 1 and 1/2. Okay, fraction bar, whole line. So the common denominator is 8. Multiply that by 4. So it'll be 1 and 4/8. This will be 5 and 3/8. Now I'm subtracting. Okay? Now I can't take 4 away from 3, so I'm going to have to borrow from the 5. There's a lot in this problem. This is a hard problem. That's going to become a 4. Okay? And I'm going to add 8 to 3. 8/8. Because I borrowed 1 from the 5. Why did I pick 8? Because that's my common denominator. Okay? 8 plus 3 is going to be 11. So I added 8/8 plus 3/8, so I can erase that because I added it into the 3/8. Now I can subtract. 11 minus 4 is going to be 7/8. And then 4 minus 5 is going to be 3. So your answer to that problem is 3 and 7/8. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed this lesson.